All right, let's talk about something that every single service business owner in the UK knows all too well. You look at your calendar, it's fully booked, looks like a great day, but then it happens. An empty slot, a no-show. It's more than just frustrating, right? It's a silent killer for your profits. So today, we're going to break down the real costs of those no-shows, and more importantly, show you a ridiculously simple, automated way to get those customers back in the door.
So let me start by asking you a serious question. Have you ever actually, really, sat down and done the math on what those empty appointments are costing you? And I'm not just talking about the fee for that one missed slot. I'm talking about the total compounding damage over a month or even a whole year. Trust me, it's almost always way bigger than you think.
Okay, so let's peel back the first layer here, the hidden costs. It's so easy to just get annoyed about that one missed payment and move on. But the reality is, every no-show kicks off this domino effect that sends ripples through your entire operation.
And that chain reaction is pretty clear, isn't it? First, you get that immediate hit of lost cash. That appointment was a one-time thing. You can't sell that time again. But then your whole schedule gets thrown off, making it a nightmare to plan your week and predict your income. And then comes the real kicker, that last domino. A client who no-shows is way less likely to ever come back. And that's not just lost money, that's a lost relationship.
Which brings us to this pretty shocking number, 30%. Yeah, for a lot of service businesses, around a third of customers never come back after their first visit. This isn't just a no-show. This is what we call customer churn. It puts you on this expensive, exhausting treadmill of constantly trying to find new clients, which we all know costs a fortune compared to keeping the ones you've already got.
So, if your service is great, what's really going on here? Why are people not coming back? Well, this is where things get really interesting, and honestly, it's actually fantastic news. The reason is often so much simpler and way more fixable than you'd imagine.
And there it is, plain and simple. Life is just hectic. People mean well, but work, family, a million little things pop up, and appointments just slip their minds. This is incredible news for you. Why? Because a customer who just forgot is so much easier to win back than a customer who was unhappy with your service. It means the problem isn't what you do, it's how you communicate.
So what does that communication need to look like these days? What do people in the UK actually want? It all boils down to making their life easier. They want things to be quick and clear. They expect a reminder that just pops up on their phone, not a game of phone tag. They want zero friction, no clunky websites, no forgotten passwords. And they want the flexibility to sort things out on their own time.
This all leads us straight to the solution. And it's a tool that is so simple, so basic that it's often overlooked. But don't let that fool you. It is incredibly powerful. We are talking about the good old-fashioned reminder.
But listen, we're not just talking about any reminder. We're talking about a text message. And why SMS? Because of this one number, 98%. That is the average open rate for a text message. Just think about your email marketing stats. It's not even a fair fight. People see their texts and they see them right away.
Let's just compare for a second. On one side, you got the old way, making phone calls. It takes up your time, it can be intrusive for the customer, and half the time they don't even answer. But on the other side, an automated text. It's personal but not pushy, it's instant, and with a 98% open rate, you basically know they've seen it.
Okay, but the thought of manually sending hundreds of texts? Who has time for that? Nobody. And that is where the real magic comes in. This is the game changer, automation. This is what takes a great idea and turns it into an effortless solution that just works for you in the background.
And check out how simple this can be. Step 1, after a customer's visit, you just pop their details into the system. That's it. Step 2, the system takes over. It automatically figures out when they're due back, whether that's 6 weeks for a haircut or a full year for an MOT, and schedules a reminder. It's a set it and forget it kind of deal. And finally, step 3, right on time, your customer gets a friendly little text, jogging their memory to book again. It's completely hands-off for you.
And the payoff for this super simple automated process? It's huge. Businesses that use this kind of thing regularly bring back between 10 and 30% of customers who otherwise would have just drifted away, customers you'd have never seen again. Now, 10 to 30% sounds great, but what does that actually mean for your bank account? What does it translate to in pounds and pence for your business? Let's figure out how you can put a real number on that The easiest way to do this is with a no-show cost calculator. There are free tools out there. Remindo has one, for example, and they're designed to help you stop guessing and start seeing the actual financial hit. You just plug in a couple of numbers, and it gives you a clear picture of what you're losing, and, more excitingly, what you stand to gain.
And using these calculators is dead simple. You just need 3 little bits of info you probably know off the top of your head. How many customers you see in a year, what your average customer spends, and then you can play around with the recovery rate. Start with a conservative 10% and see what your potential return could look like.
So you might be thinking, okay, but is this actually for my business? Well, honestly, if you run any kind of UK business that relies on appointments or people coming back on a regular cycle, then yes. We're talking MOT centers, dentists, beauty salons, gyms, physios, pet groomers, even tire shops. If you need your customers back on a schedule, this is for you.
Look, the bottom line is that any new system has to be simple. The goal is to find something with no crazy long-term contracts, no complicated setup, none of that headache. It should be focused on just one thing, getting more of your great clients to come back.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought. Just for a moment, forget about all the negative stuff, the lost revenue, the stress of a messed up schedule. Instead, just imagine the positive. What would it mean for your business, for your peace of mind, if you could bring back an extra 10, 20, even 30% of your clients automatically? What could you build with that?